trial to something a little bit different this evening. We're going to give you some behind the scenes, behind the scenes entrance to the green room prior. Get a little sneak peek of our preparation, but we failed, so we bailed on that. But anyway, welcome, ladies and gents. Nonetheless, Shane, you look splendid. Nic, good to have you. Shane, we'll bring you in first, mate. What a weekend we have coming up.
Well, it is going to be torturous. There are going to be liver cleansers being sold by the absolute truckload on Monday after a punishing regime of Manikato into Cox, into grand final, into the Storm, bringing home the bacon for those poor, distraught citizens down there in the great state of Victoria. But bring it on. I can't wait. I'm prepared. I'm excited. I'm pumped.
What's all happening? Nico, your boys getting the grand final as well. Melbourne Storm. Went to see them on Friday. Absolutely destroyed the Raiders. It was over in 7 minutes. But, mate, welcome to yourself. What are you doing this weekend?
Well, it's not the first time you've seen someone get out of the blocks hard and have it finished in 7 minutes. So well done to Cameron Smith, Craig Bellamy and the lads. And I'm not sure if we did this last week, but 10 grand finals in 21 years. What an organisation the Melbourne Storm are. So a huge performance. The Penrith Panthers have had a fantastic season. Only lost the one game, I believe. And all of the country of New South Wales, because that's the way that Peter V'landys sells it. New South Wales is its own country. The whole country of New South Wales will be really rooting for Penrith in a bid to defeat the bad boys that are Melbourne, the crusher tackle, the wrestle, the salary cap, all those things, the Jayco caravans, the Suzukis.
Tiger Air.
Go the Storm, that's all I'll say. If you've got half a brain, you're on the Storm. And I'm pumped, I'm excited. The Purple Pride is flourishing. They
got Penrith got any hope in hell? They got a great halfback, and that's not fair. They got a couple of great halves, but any hope in hell, or Melbourne all sewn up?
I think you got to give. Well, Penrith should be favourites, wouldn't they, Shane?
Yeah, they've won about 16 in a row, so they're good to go.
Where you guys got? Who you got on the more important one, the AFL, mate? Big one. Gaz's last match, I believe. Is that right? Did I see that?
Yes, but we all know that in religious terms, we're waiting for the second coming. So don't be surprised if it's not the last time we see Gary. Are we going to go there now, are we? I mean, the pre-game show was huge, so we're going to go there now and talk about
Why not, mate? Why not?
The last Saturday in September, which is now the second last Saturday in October.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I think that we've all been fond of Geelong throughout the year, boys. That's a fair call. And none of us have written Richmond off. I think maybe you did very early in the piece, Nathan. Maybe I did as well. No, I don't think I did. We'll say you did. But I'm happy with this lineup. I think that if we can just hold our tips for a little bit longer, but I think you've really got the two best teams in terms of the adversity. We spoke last week about the fact that Port Adelaide and Brisbane have been sleeping in their beds and being able to stay at home. Was that going to be an advantage? Is the week off? Yeah, that's the elephant in the room. Is the week off counterproductive prior to the finals? So you're not only playing, what is it, one game in 3 weeks? Is that correct? How it works out to be. So I think it's going to be a belter. Tom Hawkins is coronavirus clear. Dusty is still thankfully can play football because he's illiterate. Shane, your thoughts?
Thanks, Nick. What about Tom Hawkins? Is it true that this might be his time?
Have you heard that whisper today?
I've heard that today, that Tommy might be hanging up the boots, obviously at the peak of his powers after winning the Coleman this year. If he goes out on top, I think that will make the decision around Jeremy Cameron particularly easy. But there you go. It has been doing the rounds that might be Tommy's last gig.
What have I missed? Why? Isn't he like, shit, he's not old.
He's 32. 32, and he was a part of Geelong's premiership in 2007. I think it was when they beat Port Adelaide. And he was part of the 2011 side that defeated Collingwood. So, no, he would have been part of 2007, would he?
No, I reckon, was he 09? the Saints.
That would have been the one. Yeah, sorry, my bad. My bad. Oh, sorry.
I'll check. No. You keep firing away, Nico. I'll categorically confirm this.
No, I'm sure that. No, I believe that with looking straight down the barrel of the camera, I believe that Joel Selwood, Mitch Duncan, Harry Taylor, and Tom Hawkins were the 4 players that played in their last premiership. Would have been against Collingwood in 2011. So forget previous calls made. Nathan.
Yeah, look, I think you're bang on the mark there, mate. I've got no idea at all, but it sounds about right. But
2011, yes.
Well, they beat Collingwood. I'm well aware of that, so we don't need to delve into it.
Yeah. And is Tom Hawkins related to Jennifer Hawkins?
No.
Okay. Keep going.
Mate, anyone winning the Norm Smith other than Dustin Martin?
Oh, I think history shows that the people who vote for it are just a little bit stupid. Like, if Basher Hooley wasn't the best player on the ground in 2017, I'll climb Mount Everest backwards. He was the best player by a mile, and my TAB Sportsbet account confirmed that with the confidence I had in that late in the game. And I also think he was probably stiff last time. So Dusty, if he kicks a couple of goals and fends a couple of blokes in the chest and Munkle punts it forward a couple of times, people get silly for it. So the easy money there, he'll be that short. He'll be the shortest Norm Smith favourite ever.
Danger or Dusty?
Yeah, it's one of the two. I think Dusty was paying $4 or something last time I seen. No, he threw a sneaky 100 on it, but I didn't want to get the horse. So, yeah.
Has Danger got a bit more arrogant this year, you reckon?
Fair question. I'm going to say no. I think he's just trying to. I think he's trying to lead. I think that's his rendition of leadership and trying to lead from the front. And
Strutting.
maybe, yeah, I think it's a little bit of trying to own. The influence he has in the game and just trying to wear it on his sleeve, maybe. Or he could just be a bit more arrogant. I don't know.
I reckon there's a bit of myth associated with that. I think people build people up to be something that they're not, and then people buy into it. It's just an opinion. That's what podcasts are for. So I'll throw mine out there. I think that Danger's an unbelievable player. Not disputing that. But I just think that people just buy into a bit of the BS. I don't know.
The brownie from the early 2000s, Nico, where he just puff his chest out and bloody throw a couple of bloody shoulders out, carrying the 10-pin bowling bags down the hallway.
He's our best. Jonathan Brown's Australia's greatest ever actor. There's no way knowing that's legitimate. Like, is that honestly legitimate? You think that someone in real life talks and acts like that? Do you think does anyone actually want to say that that's a serious thing?
Yes.
I'd love to catch him after hours, and he's being very eloquent with a bit of a soft English tone.
No, I know. I'm just joking. It's absolutely legitimate because I've seen him after hours, and boy, oh boy, wowee, stay well away. Yeah.
So Gaz's last game as well. Probably, is that being confirmed?
You can have a go at answering this one. I answered it before, Shane.
Yeah, I think it's locked in. He's done. He's done. Like his cameo, not more than a cameo on Saturday night. But
yeah, best on, isn't he?
Well, kick free. Played very well. Wants to go out on top, and I think that'll be the same with Hawkins. If the only chance that they'll play on is if they lose.
I'm baffled by this Hawkins one, Shane.
Yeah.
Is it based on, obviously there's a bit of merit behind what you're saying because you don't often deliver something without some substance behind it, but is it Cameron related? Why can't they work together?
Not sure. No, I'll look up. You bring a Jeremy Cameron into that side. Tomahawk won't play worse, and he'll be part of a more potent forward line. I don't know, mate. I think it might be the fatigue of the year. Young family, 32, go out with three flags at the top of his game. Not a bad way to go out.
32 is young, though. I was shocked by that. I hadn't heard that. So there you go. Thanks for the heads up prior to the show there, Shannon.
It wouldn't be related to the morals of some of his forward line, would it? Are we going there or not?
I don't think that's related. No, I think he knows who the club's going to stand behind.
Yeah. Yep. I was going to say, let's hope some of the forward line players don't stand too close behind some of the medical staff.
Ooh. Speaking of forwards, Sexton to Carlton, all over the headlines. Shane.
Alex, our boy.
Really?
Alex.
Wow.
rumours galore. I think it's
silly season.
terrible.
The silly season. Well, it's going to be. You would imagine it's probably going to be a condensed pre-season draft rookie period because we've lost 3+ weeks. So the circus has kicked off. Brad Crouch to St Kilda is the latest one. 4-year deal plus one. The old Ballarat boy coming back to the old zoning for the Saints.
Nice.
Eric Hitwood.
Did you see
to play for the Firebirds next year? It's all happening.
Did you see the Saints put up? The Saints have put up old mate who's been in hospital having a heart transplant. So they've offered him up and a bag of flat footballs from Moorabbin. So that's really good of the Saints to like. This is just so like that's the thing I hate about. There's so many things I hate about people, but this is what I hate. This is what I hate about this time of year. Like we could just start something like right now. Like Myercheck's been offered a $2 million a year deal to go to the GWS.
Yeah, I heard that. They're looking at him seriously.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like this is. Yeah. It's just someone just takes something, runs with like with the Mason Cox to Sydney. I've heard that one, which who knows what might happen there. But then we saw Alir to Port Adelaide. I saw today as well. But like
no one's safe, Nico.
And I would can trade week. I'd make it trade day because we know trade week and then trade. It's the final day that stuff happens, and people deliberately hold stuff back because Fox Footy do that final hour live, and they go, "Oh, we're watching the paperwork be run into the back room," and
it's fascinating.
Surely we can watch. Let's watch repeats of the Big Bash: Hobart Hurricanes versus the Adelaide Strikers day game from Bellerive.
Well, mate, your old Timmy Payne got the old message from you, Nick.
I just thank you, Nathan. I did have that here in my notes. So we did say that Timmy needed some runs, and when he was 22 he was 22 not out overnight. And I thought, let's hopefully he just knuckles down, and he did. And it was a really gritty performance if anyone saw it here. But I think it was a good couple of hundred balls. So he's hitting the ball at 55, about 50-55 strike rate. That's marvellous. That's the cricket that we love. So well done to Timmy Payne, and he'll be. I'm confident now. I think. Can I say that's his second first class 100?
Really?
I think that's only his. That's unbelievable, isn't it? That's only his second first class 100. So that's mind blowing. So he's gone one ahead of the great Peter Siddle, who has one first class Test 100.
How what's the score with summer cricket? Like we can get the Kiwis over here. That's about all that can arrive, isn't it?
Sure, the Indians. The calendar hasn't been set, has it? That's been part of the issue.
No, I've got the calendar, boys. The first test will kick off on the 7th of December. It's India. Yeah. Yep, you've heard it first. No, it's been out for a while. I just think you guys aren't across it, but yeah, it's definitely India. India are coming here. I'm not sure how the quarantine thing's going to work. So there was talks that all the tests are going to be played in one location, but we're going to Perth, we're going to Adelaide, we're going to Brisbane, Melbourne, Sydney. We're going everywhere. I think it's 6 test series. So I think it's 6 test summer. We've got 4 tests against the Indians, and there's 2 tests against another nation, which I'll have for you in 30 seconds.
The Boxing Day test is up for grabs. That's still questionable, I'm guessing.
Melbourne, 30,000 people.
Okay.
Jesus. You boys been keeping up with, I guess, Indian cricket? Kohli, is he still a freaking gun or what? Must be.
The IPL's on at the moment.
He was struggling early in the IPL, wasn't he? I think he had four innings of single figure, which was a bit of a slump for him, which is that's good to see.
Yeah, it is. But MS Dhoni scored a ton overnight, and he's still a gun. Maxwell's side defeated them, but I've got no idea, to be honest, about how they're all performing and how it all goes. But shitloads of cash.
December 3, boys, the Gabba, the first test. So we got December 3, the Gabba. Adelaide Oval for the day-night test is the second test from the 11th. And then we go to Melbourne for the Boxing Day test. We have the New Year's test starting on the 3rd of January. And then we have some one-days against the Indians. Obviously, you've got the Big Bash mixed in there as well. And New Zealand, February 2020s. and some one days as well towards the end of January. So New Zealand, and so you were right, Nathan. New Zealand is one of the teams. I'm just not sure we're playing test matches against the Kiwis.
So are you feeling up and about the summer of cricket there, Nathan?
Not at all.
Good.
I'm a little bit confused. So we got Tommy Hawkins retiring at 32. MS Dhoni is 76 and still going around, performing though, to his credit.
But for $6 million for 3 weeks, what would you do?
Oh, I'd probably play half the week, surely. Take half the week and then go and visit the Gold Coast beaches like half the AFL did. But anyway, it's another story for another day. Mate, I've got something a little bit special for you. Nicky J, you might love this. We had a bit of a request, for the last few weeks. Mr. David Wright just throwing out the challenge to get amongst some MMA. I think my response was, mate, I have no idea about MMA. I'm happy to do it. But
you're happy to do it, as in you're happy to be an athlete in the MMA arena, is what you're saying? You're happy to do it.
$6 million, I'd do it 100%. But my argument was, we can put something on the show, but I'm not into it. Like, I don't follow it, so it'll be a little bit of a. Anyway, let's see how terrible this may have been. Not the. No. It's happening. Not the. This. So this was. You got my screen there, gents. This was the. What's going on here? But anyway.
What is it like?
Oh, yeah. There.
Oh, this is going as well as I thought it might have been. Anyway.
Loaded, yep. Oh, good.
Catches the foot. 99, Sweet Prince.
Oh, my goodness.
99, Sweet Prince. They're saying this is one of the best knockouts in MMA history. It's pretty ruthless. I wasn't sure whether to show it or not, so we're going to show it 3 times there. There you go.
That's a grade 4 for you, pal.
Yeah, there you go. So that was intense. The knockout was lit. I don't know.
That was heavy. Wow, that was a big kick.
he got him right in the mouth, right in the face. It was right in the face.
With the back heel kick and that kind of stuff. Anyway, Nick, bring us into the trivia, mate. This one I'll bring us in. Brought to you by LRF. All you what do they call it? Sporting apparel goods across the Australasian network. You got a school sports team. You got a sports team in general, a club. Get on to Luke and the LRF gang. They'll sort you out. Nico.
And may I say, I was out at LRF during the week, and a very warm hello to Luke and Brent, who will be tuning in this evening. So hello to you, gents. And great men, great apparel. Get involved. So my pleasure to be the quiz master tonight's gents, and the bar was set very high early. If you think American history was the way to start this off. And then, Nathan, you took us down a road last week, which I've forgotten the topic, but I did quite well with it, I thought. So this week we're going to look at, it's grand final week. And we need to look at a sport that's just had its grand final.
Oh.
And that was the netball. So tonight, I want to throw a couple of cliches in. I'm going to give you the fast 5. Oh, okay. Right. So question.
Is it a 2-point shot here, Nico?
No, there's a 2-point. You've stolen one of my things, Shane. Just shut up and let me do it. All right. So question. So just test the buzzers, but tonight's buzzers. Yep. Okay. I'm telling you because Nathan, you're the home side. So you are going to be. You'll be the Tigers. So just see Tigers. And Shane, you're going to represent your feelings when you're in southern New South Wales. You're going to say cat.
That was a well-established. It was a riot being claimed for us that day. Cat. Meow.
Lovely. Yeah. You can alternatively, you can roar and you can meow. I'll take either. Question number 1. And they're not multiple choice. We just need you to buzz in, and if you're correct, other person misses out, but you get a sniff still. So question 1.
Shane, before we jump in, mate, how are you? How across the current women's netball, sport are you? And going back into the historical.
Hey, Nate, don't you send it? Go answer that first, Shane. Sorry.
I know that one of our great friends. Had a great time with the great Liz Ellis. That's all.
Luke Moriarty is not the answer to any of tonight's questions. You'll be happy to know, Shane. Question 1, gentlemen. Where was the first Netball World Championships
Tigers.
held? Nathan?
The first one, the World Championship.
Mm-hmm.
The first one was New Zealand.
Would you like to get a go at the correct answer, Shane?
Yeah, I'd like to go for Australia there, please. Nick Meow.
And you can both you both of the feline variety, and this answer is one of those as well. It's the home of the British Lions. It was England, 1963. England. So,
yep.
Anyway, let's move on. Question number 2. The first rules. Okay, so they were drawn up in 1895. What country were those rules drawn up in?
Tigers.
Nathan.
Oh, the first rules were drawn up for netball. Mate, they were drawn up in America.
That would be correct. The United States of America. Well done to you, Nathan. We'll give you 1 point. And considering you're doing the tallies just as well as you did the football tip ones, we'll all take note that Nathan got 1 point there.
Meanwhile, hang on. You led last week, so it's 2-1 from last week. Shane, any idea on week before? I haven't yet.
I'll do something next week to make
That's
up.
fine.
Yeah, that was a practice round.
Yeah,
The American history was a practice round, was it? Direct quote. I was 300% off one of the questions. Moving on. Question 3. How many positions can go in the centre third of a netball court? Nathan.
The centre third. 6.
Shane, would you like a correct? And for our people who are visually impaired, can you verbalise that response?
5. Nick?
That would be correct. And I'm going to give you an opportunity for a double point play. Can you name those positions?
I can, absolutely. I'll go centre, I'll go wing attack, I'll go wing defence, I'll go goal attack, and I'll go goal defence.
Put him down for 2, please, Nathan, because that is a double point play.
This is ludicrous. Anyway.
So Shane takes a 2-1 lead after 3 questions, and we go to question 4.
I didn't realise bloody Dan was hosting this from Victoria anyway.
Oh, wow. Hey, I can go cross-eyed.
That's one.
Question 4. How long can a player possess the ball for?
Tigers.
Nathan.
It's either 3 or 5 seconds.
I need an answer.
3 seconds.
Correct. We're 2-2 with 1 question to play.
There we go.
Rightio. Question 5, and the final question for tonight's LRF Sport quiz.
Love that.
Name the ex-South African goal shooter who represented New Zealand. Shane, for the 3-2 win.
Van Dyke.
All clear. It's Irene Van Dyke. We'll give you the point, Shane. Well done, my friend. That is probably...
I'll pay that. I'll pay that.
There's a follow.
And to date, well done to me, because that's the best quiz we've had so far. So well done to me.
Very good.
And well done to Shane on getting the 3-2 win over Nathan.
Very top score. Congrats to the Vixens.
Well done to the Vixens. Absolutely. Jeez, and aren't they stunning women? They're just stunning women, the netballs. If any of them are watching, jump on our socials, slide into our DMs.
Very active. Very active.
Oh, my goodness me.
Just to score. So we're passing Shane's efforts there. The first one was blowing out some cobwebs for the 3 of us. That was a scratch match. That was a practice match. As we sit currently, Nick, 3 points. Shane, 5 points. Nathan, 2 points. So 5-3-2. There we go. But
we all know our position.
We'll know where we're all standing.
Yeah, well done, mate. I just wanted to bring up. There's really nothing to that. I was going to do like some sort of segment and talk about. I think I'm getting a little bit of a crush on Miley Cyrus. I said it. Yeah.
Oh, that is
Fabulous.
Unbelievable you said that, Nathan. So in the car today, driving to a venue where I had dinner, one of her songs came on, and I actually said, I miss Hannah Montana. I don't know what she's doing with herself.
I mean, she was 12 then, mate. So,
we're not live, are we?
Certainly hope not. But
I meant the show. Saturday mornings.
We'll edit that one out. But yeah, look, she's gone a little bit of a punk rock route, and yeah, I'm digging it. She's looked. I won't say that, but anyway, there you go. Just some ideas. I think she's anyway. But
Shane, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on people who identify themselves as asexual?
I think it's good to be LBGTIQ.
Yeah,
I get that right. Don't know. Don't really know. I'm sure I've got a couple of mates who are in that corner, but we'll figure that out over the journey.
Well, I don't know what to say. That's Shane. Well navigated. But speaking of haircuts, I got one on the weekend. But anyway, you can't really see.
Is it the Dusty?
Nah, not quite. I've had half a Dusty before. It was a little bit shorter on top, but got the heavy fade there. Looks all right. But old mate, I don't know his name, but he did well. Anyway, he's like, we'll try and get some sort of weird shit happening here. I'm like, oh, no chance. Anyway, he's got the old blow dryer and doing whatever. Looks sensational. I walk out the next morning, right? I woke up. Mrs. like, what are you doing? I'm like, just got a hair dryer. I'm just doing this thing, babe. It's fine. I've got this. Nothing. I looked absolutely ludicrous, ridiculous. So there you go. You can't
that's why the stars look their best, because they've got these people, the minions that run around and look after them. And hello to Theo at Karina Barber's, who does a marvelous job. And I haven't seen him for a while, so I'm going in there for a new Velcro to be put on top of the scone.
Fantastic. Shane, where are you watching the grand final, mate?
I don't know yet.
Saturday.
No, I've been looking for the venues around this glorious global city they call themselves, but most of them have sold out. There's down payments that need to be made. You have to go there and you get your money back on the door. It's all very
it's a cash grab,
Roma raffle sort of scenarios, but I'm not sure. Could be at a house with 24 brown bottles, or it could be in a public location, maybe a park, maybe a skate bowl, but somewhere to cause a little bit of mischief. Watch the big game, and obviously have to arrive there a little bit earlier, because you have to punish ourselves on the cross plate, which will kick off nice and early. So could be an 8, 9, 10, 12 hour event. So let's get somewhere comfy.
It's a big day. It is a big day.
Big day.
Nick, where are you seeing it?
Well, if I told you that I was watching this year's grand final from the Gabba, if I told you that in January, you'd be thinking I'd be at some sort of Brisbane Lions corporate event. But in fact, I'll be watching Geelong take on Richmond from the Gabba. I'll be there on Saturday. I'm absolutely looking forward to it, because it's the first grand final I won't walk out disappointed, because in 2002, I saw Brisbane defeat Collingwood, and in 2018, I saw West Coast defeat Collingwood. I won't see anyone defeat Collingwood in 2020. So I will be disappointed about being at the Gabba, but the $35 million upgrade, we got a couple of new, LED situations at gates, and I think they've upped the price of hot dogs, and I think it's $1.70 for sauce now. So they've really tried to give it an MCG feel for the big day.
Saw the guy with the paintbrush there today, just making sure some handrails were nice and tidy. Incredible. So, Nico, despite the 44 talented athletes you'll be seeing adorning that Hello Turf, anyone else? Any other attendees and sort of entertainers for the day who you're particularly keen on?
I think that the pre-game entertainment is going to be disgraceful. There's nothing at all there that tickles my fancy, but there might be. I might go, oh yes, I might have found the Triple J dial once or twice in my life to get an understanding of, I don't know who's. I think it's Chicken and a Biscuit into Rattling Crockery or something like that. The Smoke and Mirrors. They're going to be all good. But in all seriousness, I am a fan of Queensland band Shepherd, who are performing at halftime, and I think that their abilities and skill level is probably comparable to what we usually see at halftime of an AFL Grand Final, which is the McDonald's Oz Kick. So no, it'll be good. It'll be good. It will be good, won't it? It's going to be awkward. It's going to be weird. And I think that the ground is it's going to feel like a Richmond home game. My mail is that every single Richmond membership ticket that could have been purchased was snapped up. Geelong membership were flicked over after the allocation period had ended, was flicked over to general admin. A pre-warning, if you arrive at the game wearing any club apparel other than Geelong or Richmond, yeah.
There's going to be line shit everywhere, Nick.
Oh, I'm serious. Do not enter the precinct. Please do not. Honestly, but I'm just saying that because I know it will happen. So anyway, I'm going to be there. Who would have thought? For Up and About podcast, I'll be there. Obviously, doing a bit of roving reporting and may get a couple of interviews with some high caliber human beings.
That'd be fantastic. The only thing that I take solace in the fact that old mate is going to be singing Up There Kazali at the MCG at some stage. So the world has kept some sort of normality to it. But I'd love to give
Mike Brady is that man. Yeah.
I'd love to give some credit to the Queensland government for how they set out with the whole COVID thing with the football matches. I really would love to, but I just can't because they're a bunch of absolute flaming drongos. I head there on the weekend, right? So you go into the pisser, you go into the toilet, and they've got X here, can't pee there, stand there. X there, can't pee there. So they've got the meter and a half. Okay, Norris, yep, there you go, mate. Yeah, Norris. You go back to your seats, and it's shoulder to shoulder to shoulder to shoulder as far as the eye can see. That makes no logic to me. We are run by an absolute bunch of morons. But anyway, I couldn't believe that. Took my breath away. And that's my little vent.
Did you? I've hit quite a few X's in the past couple of months.
Oh, geez, Shane.
Sorry. Yeah, arrest me. Find me.
I don't follow any of my exes on social media.
Oh, yeah.
God, Jesus. Woo. Zing, zing. Back to old Brucey. Shane. Bruce McAvaney. Yeah. What's happening? He's a big fan of Queensland.
He's a big fan of Queensland. I don't actually recall the last time he was here. Is he up here? He's not up here for the big day, is he?
He is, Shane. Is Adelaide have a relationship with Queensland where you can fly in and fly out. That's why we've seen some of the reporters from Channel 7. They were in Adelaide and they were in Brisbane.
Fantastic, Nick. Right. So he is our new ambassador for travel. So he's going to bring people from all over Australia. I'm assuming that that's the target audience for the coming years. And he's going to highlight some of the beautiful locations that we have to offer in this great, grand redneck state. So, Nico, I would love to present to you a couple of options as to the places that Bruce would want to celebrate as an ambassador for Queensland Travel. And I'd like you to spin out
the Wickham.
Bruce is the Mickey.
Sorry, I thought you asked the question.
Not yet.
That's all right.
So, the first location, Nick, that you have to celebrate as our lovely Sir Bruce, Royal Ripley Valley, the home of quite a few of your pals out there in the lovely mild settings in the evenings, and what a place. So, Royal Ripley, hit me there, Nico, or Bruce.
Oh, Ripley. What would Bruce say about Ripley? He'd say, oh, it's awfully warm out here. It's a little bit barren, it's a little bit dry, but awfully cheap land. And you could imagine the dream home your family could build here.
Yes. Good. All right, this might be a regular segment, I think. Now, sunny Cairns. So, obviously one of our northern capital city. You'd have to say in front of Townsville, but lovely place, Gilligan's, Reefside, beautiful location. So, far away, Brucey.
Cairns. What would Bruce would probably say this. He'd go, BT, it's probably been said a lot, but two beans travel the country. Where'd they end up? Cairns.
We'll get BT involved. He's our second round. Yeah. Perfect. That's lovely, Nico.
Yeah, something simple, sorry.
All right, a lovely place that we all know down the sunny Gold Coast. It's not talked about amongst some of the finer locations, your Coolies, your Broad Beaches, these sorts of places. A little place inland called Labrador.
Oh,
What are your
goodness.
thoughts on that one, Brucey? How are you going to sell me a little bit of an afternoon stay or a weekend vacation down there at sunny Labrador?
Or Labrador. I'm thinking discount shopping, Harbour Town. What a special location. So many specials. Nike shoes, Puma shoes, Adidas attire. Yeah. Labrador.
Labrador. Very nice. Now, we'll finish with a place that can genuinely be sold because it is a place that a lot of people want to go. And if they haven't gone, they should. A gentle place called Hamilton Island.
Ooh.
Oh, this is an easy one. Hamilton Island for Bruce. So Bruce, he's got BT in the box with him. He'd go, BT, it's awfully expensive, isn't it?
Another rhetorical question.
VBs for $14 a stubby. Oh, that hurts the pocket, don't you think?
Oh, he's going to be on a rampage on Saturday.
What do you think? If you don't have another one there, I said last year that I went the early crow on. You know how Bruce, he would have every line written down for key elements, and he does that. That's part of the job, and he's the doing of the. He's a superstar. Don't get me wrong. We take the piss out of Bruce. He's a star, but he puts a bit of time and effort into what's that key line going to be, like Hutto did, and the Brisbane Lions have gone back to back to back, and boring Hutto, but everyone remembers it. It's something. And last year I said if Richmond won, which they did, Bruce would have gone, BT, there's a bloke called Meatloaf that played here a few years ago, but for the Tigers today, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, hey?
Oh, yes.
But he didn't go there. He didn't go, well, he didn't go there with that one, but now this will be, but the 2 out of 3 is still there, but it's for their third premiership. And maybe, there's been a fair bit of along the journey, Mrs. Hardwick chat. So let's try something like this. So if Richmond get up, he might have something along the lines of, hey, Mrs. Hardwick, who would have thought once, twice, 3 times a lady? There's something there. There's something there. It's something there. And for Geelong, it'd be Gary related, wouldn't it? It'd have to be. He'd say, BT, I'm not that spiritual, but the second coming, he's arrived. Because at some point he's going to do that.
Yes.
But he's a star. It takes genius to think of things like that. I've just done that on the spot. Bruce has put hours and hours into that, flying from Adelaide to Brisbane to do it. So,
well, Bruce isn't going to be. He's not going to be around for in 20 years, is he? So, Nico, mate, the way you're traveling these days.
Oh, these are areas that I should absolutely be in. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I probably should have played the game at the highest level and should be commentating on the highest level, but we're just yet to be discovered. We're all one phone call away, Nathan. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so let's get to this one. Brought to you, Shane. Tell me about your favourite coffee place. Tell me.
Ooh, Hello Grounds Espresso for all of your decaf. Those people who don't like to be incentivized about drinking a little bit of a brown liquid, but also milkshakes. They've got meals. They've got patisseries, and it's gentle. Not patisseries. They've got baked goods. They've got French goods. They've got croissants. They've got all kinds of stuff. So Hello Grounds Espresso, Logan Road, Mount Gravatt. Be there. Delicious.
Fantastic. So we'll get your boys' thoughts here. If you have to give a hot tip on the score, which you do, who's winning and what's the actual score? Shane.
Well, there has been a bit of talk that the weather is closing in. We had a little bit of weather up here in the southeast corner this afternoon, and the talk is that it's going to be around for the next 5 to 6 days. So any sort of downpour in the afternoon, at 6:30, it's going to be dewy, it's going to be sweaty, and the humidity is going to be right up. So I'm not going a high score. I'm going something on the lines of, or might be a high score based on current standards. Richmond 60, Geelong 42.
Interesting. Nico, what do you reckon, mate?
Did tip the margin last week. Thanks for those people who contacted me to tell me I'm a star regarding that. So thank you. That was the Tigers win. Well, Geelong are in awfully good form, aren't they? And they're going to need to be competitive against Richmond. I think I want Richmond to win. Family connections would definitely say that. And I think that Geelong might lead for a fair portion of this match. I can see Geelong potentially leading from the start of the game to the early stages of the last quarter. And then there's going to be some key moment in the last quarter where Shane Edwards, Dustin Martin, Trent Cotchin, Shane Edwards, these blokes are just something special. Tigers 10 points. Tigers 10 points or under.
Give us a score, Nico.
You want the exact score line?
Precise.
It'll be, let me see if you kick 12 goals. I'm going to say 81 will be the winning score. I'm going to say 81 to 71.
Ooh, shootout.
I like it. I'm going Geelong. No surprises there. I'm going Geelong. Gary to get Norm Smith.
Oh, you love a story.
They'll be looking for him.
Oh, they will.
He'll get if he gets 10 touches, that's 20 in the umpire's mind. So Geelong to get over Richmond. Gary to get Norm Smith. Geelong will kick. Nick, I think you're thereabouts. We're going to go Geelong 72. Richmond 56. And Geelong to kick away in the final. There you go. But gentlemen, have I missed anything to add before we head into the short pass?
Can I put Shane on the spot here? And can we give our quartet? Can we give our Manikato Stakes, Cox Plate, AFL, NRL? Can we give the punters something to hang their hat on?
We certainly can, Nick. And it's been quite an afternoon on the tools. As you know, I do a bit of manual labour in the afternoon. So I managed at some time to sit down on my esky and work through the field for tomorrow night's Manikato. I'm a huge fan of Pippi.
Oh, Shane, we're on the same page here. The black and whites, I'm with you.
I think she's a massive chance. She loves the valley, as do I. And into the Cox, I'm going Arcadia Queen. I don't think Russian Camelot will turn the table, so Arcadia. Into the mighty Tigers on the Saturday evening, and into another farewell, probably their greatest ever player, Cameron Smith, to walk off with a premiership on Sunday evening. Don't hold anything back. That is a multi from the heavens.
Nathan, give us something NRL while I quickly get. I've actually tipped a horse that's not running in the Cox Plate, so I need to fix that up. So you give us something NRL.
I think it's a little bit of a no-brainer. Everyone's talking about Penrith, and they're the ones to beat. They're not the ones to beat. They've got some young players, some young halves, arguably the best halfback in the game. They've got a 5'8" coming through. He has potentially the potential he has could be like limitless. He's going to be an absolute star, but he's going to be a star. I think if Melbourne can play their traditional, extremely tight, structured play and come out the gates fast, which they'll be looking to do, as they did against Canberra, mate, I think Melbourne potentially could have this sewn up by halftime. I'd love them to do it. I'd love Cam Smith to, just orchestrate one of the most convincing grand final team performances that we've seen in a very long time. I hope they do it and they do it well. And Cam Smith to walk out potentially in his last outing as the, what do they call the best on ground for the NRL grand final?
Clive Churchill medalist.
Thank you very much. How could I forget him? But Cam Smith to get the Clive Churchill. Nico.
So I'll give you my quartet. Shane, great to see you on the same wavelength, and it's good the black and whites will have a win. So Pippi in the black and white cloths on Friday night in the Manikato Stakes. This is a horse I've been following for a while, thanks to Auntie Sue for all your betting needs. Auntie Sue, hit her up. Colding will win the Cox Plate for Chris Waller. Nice white and blue colours there. Thinking Macrobat Vultures, if there's any connections there, people listening. Richmond and obviously the Storm. I don't know what they would pay if you box that up, but it would certainly ensure that you'd be starting the cricket season with a little bit of something in the kitty.
I'll be paying about. I'll just put in Pippi into Arcadia Queen.
No, so have you looked at yours? Let me try and, as we do the short passes, let me try and box something up here and see what we get.
That's $105 for my tips. So yours will be north of that, I think, with Colding.
Yeah, Colding. I think Colding's at $11 at the moment.
Yep.
Sorry, guys, we got very serious there, didn't we, Nathan?
Sorry. Anyway, yes.
Love it. Fantastic. Go and get Uncle Greg's credit card and just go nuts there, kids. Don't go the dad because he'll too close to home. He's got his eyes on that one. But we'll go into the short pass this week. Brought to you by Curtin Trend, of course. All you Brisbaneites and Gold Coastites, give them a call. They'll sort you out. Tell them the show sent you. But Shano, mate, it's a big weekend coming up. I'm going camping. But where are you sending your short pass?
Mate, short pass. Thank you. I know everyone's talked about how the governments have done such a great job, how Peter Volandis and Rubber League have been the trailblazer. But thank you to you guys for embracing the technology, for bringing something very special. I think to the three of us, we've enjoyed it. We've got a loyal fan base covering Nepal, Uzbekistan, and Kolkata. I think there's quite a few really hot spots in there that love our show. So thanks to you boys. It's been a blast for the footy season, and can't wait to see what the spring and the summer holds for us.
Amen. I'm going to send my short pass. I'm going to send my short pass to Mr. Gary Ablett Jr. He's had an absolute stellar career. He gave his prime to the Gold Coast Suns, coming down for some. I believe we got him for an absolute steal. Other people say differently, but the Queensland football wouldn't be in the place it is today without Gary's services, and we are forever in his debt, in my humblest of opinions. So, Gary, go out, enjoy your last run, mate, if it is your last run. The Norm Smith is yours if you choose to take it. You're an absolute blinder last Saturday it was, so it was an absolute pleasure to see you play, mate. Have a good one.
Well said, Nathan. And $245 for the Nicky multi that I mentioned earlier. So $245. If you have $5 on that, you're walking away with four figures. Get around it. Now, my short pass, we didn't mention the Brownlow medal, boys, but well done to Lockie Neal. And that's where I'm sending my short pass. Lockie Neal, a story came out during the week, and I'm not talking about the one regarding Ross Lyon. As an 18-year-old, he had the courage to approach the 21-year-old, which he's now married to. So 18, a brash kid from country, South Australia, built up the courage to go and approach this young lass. She brushed him, she fended him, and then somehow, maybe it was the profile that he built, I'm not quite sure, but they ended up getting married. She was well established in Western Australia. She shifted here to Brisbane. Everyone was blown away at how he made a decision to move here to Brisbane, but he's probably alongside, if not more so, with Luke Hodge when it comes to changing the culture of the Brisbane Football Club. So Brownlow medal, an outstanding speech the other night in dedicating some things to his lovely better half. Well done. Charge your water glasses to the 2020 Brownlow medalist, Lockie Neal.
Chucky. All right, ladies and gents, enjoy the rest of your week and enjoy the grand final. Go the Cats. Go Guzzles. See you back here next week.
Go the